Hello, hello internet. This is Grumpy Man. Trying out the new GoPro. It's a bit of a gloomy day here, just west of Montreal. We're gonna just go for a nice spin. See if everything works out. It's not supposed to rain, so hopefully a bit of dry time. The GoPro's not waterproof. Well, it is waterproof until you open the door or take the side door off so you can plug in an external mic, which I've done. I have to look online. Someone must make a little rubber snap-in thing for that. Plenty of gas. Got the GPS in case we get lost. Our nice trusty BMW, and we're off. I got my rain jacket and pants, so I'll get a bit wet. These gloves, I've never tested them, but they're supposed to be waterproof. We're in scenic Notre Dame de l'Île Perrot, which is off the western tip of the island of Montreal, which is in Quebec in Canada, in case any of you are not local yokels. I'll leave this open a little bit. So we're having, I don't know, odd weather. I guess today is somewhat normal, but we had a very weird, cool spring, and then we had a hot day in the spring where it hit 30 degrees, or more than 30 degrees, and then now I guess it's getting toward normal. It's what, 19 degrees, humid, nice and sticky out. Tomorrow is going to be humidex of 40 or something. And there's a lot of clouds. We'll see how far we get. Anyway, I've got, what are you doing here? I've got the little tank bag here to jam my stuff in. Well, my stuff. Just pop off the GoPro, put it in my tank bag. We'll be all set. Tomorrow, I'm going to a BMW demo day where I'll be testing the Big Mama K1600 GT. Not the GTL, so not the most expensive bike, but I think it's pretty expensive. I think it's like 24 grand. I'm looking forward to that, although there's a chance of severe thunder showers tomorrow, so we'll see. I might just take my car up there, because it's a good 45-minute drive. Because if it's raining, we'll still go, but if it's pouring, the guy said, well, they'll still do it. I haven't driven that much in the rain, maybe 4 times in 30 odd years of riding, so I mean, it's certainly easier with some of these electronics. All these healthy people out, nice and early. Kudos to them. I'm not one of those people. So hopefully, now that I've got my video sorted out, an actual real GoPro, I had, so long story short, I bought a clone, an SJ Cam SJ7 Star, which at first it worked fine. So basically, it just strapped to my helmet and with the waterproof case, and it took decent video. The battery lasted enough. But then 2 things happened. One, I got an external mic, so I can actually do commentaries like today. And we upgraded the firmware on it, which in retrospect was probably a bad idea. But they said, oh, big important firmware update, you'll be able to update your camera via the phone. So just like GoPro does, instead of having to copy it to the SD card and jam it in there. So ever since I did that, it never worked properly. I got a few videos out of it. So basically, even a couple times I'd set it to record. Watching the viewfinder, okay, it's working. Wait like, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds, okay, it's recording. Pop on my helmet, go to work, and get to work, and it's frozen, not responding, and no files written to the card. The card's empty. So did that. I tried formatting the card again because I said, oh well, maybe the firmware they changed something, so I'll format it from the actual camera, not the computer. Nah. So long story short, piece of crap. Spec-wise, probably the same, but you know, not a real touchscreen. Well, it was not a capacitive touchscreen. It was just like an actual physical touchscreen. Yeah, GoPro is miles better. I've recorded some videos on the GoPro, just playing with different resolutions to see which ones I want to do, and it's worked every time. So I've got 3 batteries, charger, so I can have 2 batteries charging in my little tank bag here. I've got power, so I could time it for like an hour, swap batteries. So anyway, we'll see. I'm doing a 1080p 60 because that seems to be the best trade-off to get full screen and so forth. And most people, they're watching on a device, to be honest with you, so they're not watching on a computer, most people. So at least I get the 60 frames per second, which makes it a little bit smoother since it is action. Not too many cars out. Right? It's kind of gloomy. It's not raining. So this video will go up today. What are we? Oh, we're the 17th, day before Father's Day, Saturday. My son does kind of the little editing of the video, so I'll probably go up tomorrow. Or maybe later today. So, my plans for the channel, since this is probably the first video I put up that I'm actually talking. So basically I'm going to do this. So video reviews of, I'll review this bike. I will review some motorcycle gear at some point, but mainly it's just going to be video logs. So I'll be vlogging a lot. I'll be vlogging my traffic because I think more people on the internet need to experience the hell which is Montreal traffic. So I commute from the city I said, so western tip of Montreal to downtown Montreal, and there's lots of bad drivers. In the morning it could be stormy and dark and no one turns on their lights, but I guess that's something that's just a pet peeve of mine, but I think that probably happens everywhere. Just general being very aggressive drivers cutting everyone off to gain 2 feet. Again, it's probably not different than any other city, but I haven't seen anyone that does Montreal, so that will be my niche. And I'm going on a lot of demo days, so, well, a lot. So I have one tomorrow, that's BMW. And then in a week or two I have Honda. I believe I'll be riding the Rebel 500. I'm looking forward to that since, like everyone around here, when you do your motorcycle class when you're young, usually there's at least one Rebel 250 or Rebel 450. So this is the new model. So I've seen reviews. I'm going to do a little mini review because we're going to go on a test ride. I'm also testing the CBR 500R, that's going to be a really good review because it's the same engine as the Rebel, just tuned differently. So that's gonna be fun. And some enduro, so dual purpose bike. I think the CRF 250L. So that's gonna be quite fun. I mean, I was a Honda guy before this. I pretty much only had Hondas, but besides, I had like 3 months on a Virago 1100. So that's gonna be fun. And then a week after that, maybe going into July, I have Ducati event at the same dealer. So I'll be testing the Monster 1200, the regular, this base model 1200, which is cool. I drove one briefly when I was shopping for this bike. And I'll be testing, the Multistrada. So not the Multistrada Enduro, the super expensive one, which is going after the 1200 GSA, so the one with a bigger tank and stuff. So this is a base model Multistrada, full base model. I'm pretty sure it's got all the bells and whistles still. It just doesn't have the off-road modes and stuff, I think. Or maybe it still does. Anyway. Should be loads of fun. And we're back. So just changed my battery. That was I have one like aftermarket battery. It was at 39% left after 50 minutes. So that's about what I expected. So probably go about an hour. So I got an original GoPro in here now. Just a quick pit stop. Not even. So the highway's right there, which I'm pretty sure I don't want to take the highway, because what's the fun in that? What's my range left? Ah, 261 range left. Alright, so we're off again. So this is scenic Rivière Baudet. Nice little town. Like Ontario is like right there. So this is like right near the border. So my attempt to attach the little GoPro box with Velcro failed miserably, so it's kind of flapping around, although it's a I don't know if you can't really see it there. Anyway, I'm gonna have to, just a stupid thing. And it's a thick cable, so you can't really, it's flexible, but yeah, I'm not a big fan. I mean, the microphone plug goes in, and the microphone cable's all zip tied to the GoPro mount. And it's a USB-C on the side, which doesn't have much place to go because it's right 90-degree plug. It's like right against my visor, almost here on the side. But not the best. So to change the battery, you have to like unplug it. You have to take it out of the I think they call it the skeleton mount. Not the easiest thing, but they wanted it waterproof. So the other camera I had wasn't waterproof, and like, you know, the SD card was external and stuff, so it was good for that if you wanted to swap the SD card, although I think I have 5 hours. So I guess, yeah, maybe at some point I'm going to need a USB, another SD card. Thank you, Mr. Honda, for not going. So they should put smell-o-vision on GoPro, because here I just got a whiff of like fresh pine trees and stuff. It's really nice. Yeah, my wrist is killing me today. Yeah, should probably zip up my tank bag. Don't want to lose my wallet and my phone. Good move. Nice man-made lake from all the digging of the... I don't know what they dig here. It's a quarry of some sorts. You get all kinds of stuff out of there, I guess. This is actually a bit of a boring stretch, but probably edit some of this out later. Car coming up behind me. Let's see if they're gonna pass me. What am I doing? I'm doing 100 in a 90 zone. I'm not a Sunday driver. And there's a car coming, so let's see if he's gonna just cut me off here. I guess he's in a rush on a Saturday morning. So it's not all curvy roads, obviously. Not that many around here. There's one further up ahead and east. There's it's not very long, but it's pretty twisty. But it's basically a residential street. It's a 70 zone, I think. But very twisty, up, down. It's very hard for people to hold a set speed, because I'll hit the cruise control and my speed doesn't vary, maybe 1 or 2 kilometers an hour. And you'll see people just slow up, speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down. Take off the cruise control now. Yeah. The guy in front of us is just doing the speed limit exactly, pretty much. Surprised this Mazda hasn't passed him yet. He had plenty of time to pass him. He'll pass me that's going over the speed limit, but the guy that's doing just the speed limit, he won't pass. See? Turning? No, not turning. So, might be behind these guys for a while. But I'm pretty sure this Moss is gonna pass. And I might just pass him because each other. But nice old houses around here, old farmhouses. Yeah, Ontario literally is like 1 kilometer that way. So this kind of goes along the border. This is an old schoolhouse. So like old, you see like Little House on the Prairie kind of old schoolhouse. Still open. So that's pretty cool. Although the kids don't have much of a gymnasium or anything. Which in the winter that would kind of suck. Yeah, lots of bumps on these roads. I think we've figured out how to make roads in Quebec. We have this climate, especially this area, that the spring you have lots of freezing and thawing, so it does wonders to the road surface. But you would think with the technology that we have that when they build new roads, and I've been on roads that have been built in the last few years, same stuff still happens. It boggles the mind. And we probably pay per square foot of road. I think in North America we probably pay the most by a long shot because of all the corruption and the, yeah. Just have to, it's farm season has started, so you have to really watch out for clumps of muck on the road and whatnot from the tractors crossing the road. Well, hello. Well, kind of got a couple of drips. We got a couple of drips, so I got, but that's it. So we're on this nice twisty road. Let's see if we can film a bit longer. It's fairly quick. I did put my rain pants on, just guess it helps when you move to the side stand. So oh, nice cardinal, nice birds. And that's the end of the twisty road. I mean, I wasn't really cooking it through there. It's not, there's still houses and stuff. I can have someone run out in the road. It's not really, but it's a nice little road. Usually clean too. There's definitely some rain down that way, but I don't think, we'll see. I'm not that worried. And the GoPro is still somewhat water resistant just aside there, so if it's just a few drips, I should have time to get her to safety. Junk collectors. Yeah, over there, ahead. Yes. Get some rain. Like I said, farm country. So in another video, I will review this bike. It's a 2015, but there's not much difference between this and the 2016, 2017. They have a different ABS. I think they have a different controller that does cornering ABS and so forth. I think maybe the gearbox was somewhat changed. I don't know if they got rid of that big clunk when you put it into first from when you're at a standstill. I'll have to see. I'll have to get a test drive of that. So I'll do a full walk around review. There's not that many reviews of this bike. I don't even see a lot of them. They sell I know sales guy. It's like, yeah, we sell them. I have yet to see this model. I've seen the old air and oil cooled ones. I've seen a fair amount with the telelever suspension in the front, but so I'll do that. It's always nice if you're going to buy a motorcycle to go on YouTube and be able to find the video. I mean, when I went to get this one, there was lots of press reviews, but they had a big launch in Spain. So there was some reviews, but not really in-depth reviews. They're kind of glossing it over. Okay, it's better than the old one. It's the new liquid-cooled engine, blah, blah. but they're a little bit of puff pieces. Nice pod of cycles. I'm hoping tomorrow, we're supposed to have a sunny break tomorrow, so I'm hoping that sunny break is exactly the window where I'm going to be riding the K1600, so I can have the GoPro on and do some commentary. Because I'm not riding by myself, so I can't just say, okay, you 15 guys test riding bikes, stop so I can, you know, mess with my GoPro. Well, I guess I could, but I don't think I'd make any friends that day. So hopefully. But my main concern, I just hope it isn't crazy pouring rain and they cancel the event, because it was quite booked up too. Like of course all the sportier bikes, they get taken. So the S1000 single R, S1000 double R, they all, what's going on here? Well, I don't have any, well, I got no monies for you. Whatever they're begging for money for. This is St. Clet, I think, or St. Polycarp. I always get them confused. St. Clet, I think, yeah. No shortage of used car dealers everywhere. Don't need gas. Gas is cheaper out here. Cheaper being a relative term. What's a US gallon? I always forget. Times that by 3.8 or by 4. So, yeah, we're paying nearly $4 a gallon. With all the traffic all of a sudden. Oh, people doing under the speed limit. Joy! Why are you flashing your brake lights? You're doing 65 in a 90 zone, but flash your brake lights. Not even following you close. Jeez Louise. Yeah, we're gonna be going around Mr. Now, if the stereotype is right, he was doing 65 in a 90 zone. I passed him, and now he should speed up, because that's what Quebec is like. Oh, nice. Oh, a nice shade of green. Turns to 70 up ahead for a few kilometers, so I'll be stuck behind some slowpokes for a while. It just takes one. Like, seriously, if you don't want to do the speed limit for whatever reason, just pull over a little bit, put your flasher, pull over, people will go around you. Nothing wrong with that. You're out for a Sunday drive and you don't like to go above 50 kilometers an hour, just no problem. Just move over. Yeah, they put it 70 for like 500 meters. Like, what does that actually do? I don't know. Some bureaucrat somewhere says, ah, that's a good idea. No, sorry, dude. Nice new hardware store. Yeah, that's rain over there, so they're kind of going in that direction. Although, don't ask me, the GPS was invented for people like me. I have no sense of direction. And even with the GPS, sometimes, well, I can get lost. I mean, technically I was lost, but didn't really have any consequence. Just like, oh, I'll just keep driving this way. Eventually I'll hit a road I know, or a sign. Plus I have like 3 GPS. You know, I have this one, I have Google Maps and Apple Maps, so between the 3 of them I should be able to not be lost. People put these strings across their driveways. Like, is that a big problem? Is that a big problem that they have, that random people just in the middle of nowhere just come and park on their driveway? Like, it's a string. It's not like it's a electrified fence or barbed wire or a gate. It's like a piece of string with a sign, don't park here. Like, I've seen that quite a few places. That sign was empty threats. They're like, there's photo radar here for the next 3 kilometers. And guess what? There isn't. Because photo radar, it's a big, huge contraption that's installed, and they're legally not allowed to hide it. And I haven't seen mobile. I know the provincial police have mobile ones, but oh, look at this, that's new. That's cool. Nice trail. Ah, sweet. That must be fun, especially when it's muddy. So yeah, they say there's photo radar, but there isn't. We have photo radar not far from here, but it's clearly marked. Like, there's a huge, not a sign like that, it was a huge sign said, you know, like, and I still see people get nailed by it. Do 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 do. Scenic St. Lazare. Oh look, gas is free. Yay, free gas. It's actually warming up a little bit. These rain pants these overpants that they're the cheapest ones I could find. Rev'It somethings or another. They do block the wind. I don't know not sure how waterproof they are, but lady at the store said that for the price they were like $50. So for the price they're not bad. But it's meant to be small, right? It's meant to be something you just throw into your bag, or in my case, strap it to the back of my seat. So that, but I mean, if you're, I don't know, I don't care what the gear you have. If you're in a torrential downpour, I mean, I guess some of the higher end gear, I've seen some Klim, I think it's Klim. And one of the guys I follow on YouTube, he was pouring rain in northern Scotland. I mean, you get cold still, but I think he stayed dry. Just checking my stuff that's attached to my seat. That's a nice shade of blue. Little Prius. Oh, hello, Popo. We'll edit that out. What the hell? How'd I stall my bike? My hand must have slipped, that's it. Oh well. Amateur. I could put that as the title of my video. New Brider stalls bike. Maybe I'll get more views. Well, there's no cars behind me, at least, for that. And it was at a light, so. There's Green Hawk, where my wife has spent lots of money. Horse stuff be expensive. So I'm basically going to see how long this battery lasts, but I don't think it's been an hour. I could go that way, but that road is absolutely terrible. One of the roughest roads around. And this bike doesn't have a super soft setting. It's got two settings, and one's like crazy hard, useless, and the other one is like semi-stiff. I mean, for all the electronic suspension on roads like that, I don't know what's going to help you. So I think I'll just take. Well, I'm not going to take the highway back. I can hop on the highway here, but it's not really fast, and there's probably construction on the bridge here. We'll just go. Kind of the back way. Oh, that guy's nudged. He was going to cut across. I'm definitely starving. Oof. Just had a coffee before I left. Note to self, eat something. Well, I think it's definitely gonna rain. Motorcycle. I pay about $500 just to put it on the road, the plate. Now, most of that's insurance. We have no fault insurance, so there's a big chunk of insurance. If I were to take, like, for instance, a CBR 600R or something that's labeled a sport bike, so fairings, the whole, they have a few criteria, I'd pay $1,300. So they tried to do that. They said, okay, well, the kit, it's gonna, they get the big chunk of insurance money, so if you manage to get hurt and they have to pay for you to be in a vegetative state in some institution for the rest of your life, well, I don't know if it recoups the cost, but you get some of it. So they thought that would block, you know, young kids, but a lot of parents are not involved, so they'll pay the kid. You know, you split it up, $100 a month for your plate, not so bad. You got a job, you work with, you live with your parents, you don't have rent to pay. So I'd be very okay with that. You know, certainly my kids, well, one of them has a car now and she has zero interest in a motorcycle. My other daughter has a scooter. She's going to be 50. Sorry, she's going to be 60. So she's going to start getting her driver's license, but I'm pretty sure she wants to get a motorcycle. I'm not going to go out and let her have some super sport bike. I mean, that would be just idiotic. And yes, I ride and everything, but still. I mean, I even make her wear gear. She's the only kid at her school, and there's a lot of kids with scooters because there's a few buses, like city buses, but not really the coverage of a big city. We're not a big city by any stretch of the imagination. So a lot of kids have scooters. They all have one. They're all shorts, t-shirts, no gear whatsoever. We have to wear a helmet well, all of Canada. You have to wear a helmet, but they wear the cheapest, like, motocross helmet, which is not made for the street, doesn't protect you the same. They don't wear goggles. So, I mean, yes, they don't go fast, but they go almost 70 kilometers an hour, so they're still fast enough you get a bug in the eye or a rock or sand or whatever. So my daughter's the only one. She has a real motorcycle jacket, like, not a full road race jacket. She has a textile Icon ladies jacket with shoulder pads, elbow pads, back. It has a place for a back protection, but, you know, and she has motorcycle gloves. So mesh ones, but they have inserts for the palms and so forth. And she has a full face helmet, and not a cheap one. Like, well, she has a big head, so I had to get her like not a kid helmet, like an adult helmet, but she has an Icon, you know, mid-range Snell certified helmet. To me, that's normal, but if you don't know motorcycles and your kid says, oh, I just want a scooter, you go and you get your kid a scooter, and pick a helmet, and they get a flashy helmet that looks nice. But I'm a big believer in gear, and if it's too hot, so we get really hot here, if it's too hot and I have mesh gear, but if I'm not going to go to work, if the humidex is like 50 degrees Celsius because it's crazy hot, there's no wind, it's humid as hell, am I going to take my motorcycle to get on the way to work? I don't get traffic. On the way home, I'll be stuck at traffic for a good hour. It's no fun. You drink water before you leave, you get home, you're still dehydrated, you feel like ass. So you know what? I'll take the train, which is air conditioned, or I'll take my car, which is air conditioned. I'm not going to sit in traffic. So the excuse that it's hot, people don't want to spend the money. I think when you buy a motorcycle, you should factor in the price for wearing gear. I personally don't know how you wear a not full face helmet, and I can see all the bugs on my helmet, on my visor. Getting that in the face, I don't see how that's fun. Is that the real motorcycling experience? You have to be on a Harley, in a Harley Davidson vest, the barely legal helmet, some cool sunglasses, no gloves, and just cruise around bothering everyone with your loud exhaust? Fine. If that's the real motorcycle experience, I'm not a real motorcyclist. Do I have an aftermarket exhaust? Yes. Is it loud? No. Is it louder than stock? Yeah, of course. It's also, you know, 10 pounds lighter than stock. Do I go around at full RPM, blasting around the residential area, flipping my throttle? No. And I wear gear. And it's of particular importance here. I'm not talking about the United States. United States, you don't have zero fault insurance. It's your own fault. If you kill yourself, I don't have to pay for it. Here, you're a vegetable, I pay for it. The state pays for it. So I don't get it. I never did. Do I like Harley Davidson motorcycles? It's not exactly my thing, but they make a few models that would tempt me. 750 Street Rod, new bike, liquid cooled, has actually half decent brakes and suspension and so forth. Yeah, would I buy one? Probably not. Simply because you go to the dealer, and the ones I've been with, they're just a bunch of condescending asshats. I went once. I had my VFR in 1999, and I've been watching a lot of reviews of Harleys, and I said, oh, maybe a cruiser for the driving I do is going to be a good thing. And so I went there, open mind, walk in, the salesman, oh, finally, you want to get a real bike, because he saw my bike. I just turned around and walked out of there. But nothing against the machinery. If that's the style of bike you want, you have the money, and it has the performance that you like, it has the vibration you like, the sound, and you're comfortable sitting on it, and good. Glad you're happy. Another happy person on the planet. Awesome. Personally, I don't like air-cooled bikes. I've had air-cooled bikes, old Japanese air-cooled bikes. Well, maybe they have oil coolers on some of the bigger Harleys, but I'm in traffic. I don't want to have to worry about my bike with no warning, you know, not working. Vapor locking, or yeah, they're fuel injection now, so maybe not, but sitting there worrying about that. Liquid cooled, you know, much more reliable. So maybe someone's going to comment and say, oh no, it's totally reliable. Okay, I'm wrong. I actually don't care what bike you ride. I just like people to ride safely and have fun and not make us all look bad. Yeah, it's a free country. If you want to go and with your open pipes and blast around residential streets, that's fine. But then when I go drive around, I get the dirty looks. I get cut off in traffic because, you know, they lump us all together. Anyway, that was kind of a rant. I apologize. Do I want to go to a Harley demo day? You bet your ass I want to go to a Harley demo day, because I have talked some crap about Harleys, and I just want to see. I drove a clone, so I have a video up of that, Suzuki, I think it was an 800cc cruiser type with the heel and toe shifter, the whole 9 yards. I wasn't that impressed. The brakes were pathetic. I mean, crap, it even had a drum brake in the back, so that's pretty bad. But I didn't like the power at all. Yes, my bike, well, it's not even the most powerful bike I have. I have lots of torque, and I have ample power, but it's not a 200 horsepower S1000 RR or something. So I drove that and I'm like, it was comfortable. I mean, you can't really, but I mean, it's not made to corner or to anything like that. It's just meant to cruise. So, and it had like a big plexiglass barn door windscreen. So that was, and I'm sure it was good on gas and everything. And hello. See, I even wave at Harley Davidson. It's just the mentality of some of them I met, and I've met some nice people. I have a couple friends on Facebook that have big old Harley touring, or baggers. Not full touring, just baggers. And what's the one I also like the V-Rod. I think it needs mid sets because I don't like my feet all the way up the front. Oh, what do we got going on here? campers. Some sort of event. Oh, BMX tournament. Wow. Awesome. Man, I remember when BMX started, and I got the BMX magazines at home, and I could afford whatever the bike was, like what was the one I wanted, like a Diamondback or something back in, we're talking in I guess early 80s. Man, I'm jealous of those kids. They're gonna have some fun. They even had a BMX track that they opened at one point. This was when the whole craze was starting. Scooter, scooter, scooter. See, motocross helmet. I guess, I don't know how far I can actually get today. I'll do my usual spin. Curious to see how long my battery will last. I might stop and actually swap my battery after an hour. Of course, you won't see that due to the magic of editing. Oh, nice. I just noticed a Golf R in front of us. Nice. I almost bought that car, but Volkswagen didn't really want to sell me one. They were like 6% lease, and they weren't throwing in a set of snow tires. Snow tires mandatory in Quebec from December to March. I might have almost still bought it, but I went to see Ford, and their Ford is like, oh, well, 0%, and we'll give you some mags, some factory mags, and some very good snow tires. Whatever you like, just buy our car. So I bought a Focus ST instead, which is, it's comparable. It's in the same class, kind of. It doesn't have all-wheel drive, but that's certainly I didn't test a Golf R either. That's the other thing. They wouldn't let me test drive a Golf R. Well, at least that dealer. I guess I could have gone to a different dealer. But I drove the forecast. It's kind of dark over there, over the Timmies. Go, 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 Turag. Go, go, go. Man, they keep building stuff. Oh, the colors of those are nice. I'm sure they're nice inside too. Yeah, this road's not so hot either, but better than the other way. Like, no kidding, it's horrible. I just imagine driving it on a Focus. What's one of the cars? Yeah, Focus RS. So the top Ford Focus. It's apparently even in the softest setting, the suspension is like rattle your teeth out. Must be brutal on a street like that. I have the SD. It's not as. Sure, it's a little stiff, but not like that. I might edit some of this out. It's not the most interesting. Not the most interesting video. Oh, I guess I could have. That was a bit of a sloppy yellow light on my part. I apologize. It's a long yellow though, in my defense. But yeah, I probably should have stopped on that one. Guy's moving around his party boat. This is scenic Dorian, yes. Very scenic. My bike is absolutely covered in bug splatter. Yeah. We're gonna need to, yeah, front of the engine, yeah, maybe later this afternoon. It's not pouring outside. I don't want the bug splatter to pile up and then get impossible to take off. Oh, everyone must be Saturday. Church on a Saturday. Must be some sort of event. Another event. Oh, junk sale, flea market. Beautiful stop, by the way, dude. Yeah, my hands are kind of getting warm. It's just so humid. Yeah, I have waterproof pants on, but my boots are like 3/4 boots. Just, can't see them. They're Alpine Star things. They have a bit of ventilation, but they ain't waterproof. But hey, my legs will be dry if it starts to pour. I'm not that far from home, so. Lavo. That's that new Honda. New. Well, they made it for 1 year. They got rid of the ST 1300, and so same like transversely mounted V4, and they made it like a bagger, like stretched out. I don't think it sold very well because it was kind of like, where does it fit in? And you can't get it this year. Or at least it wasn't on the Canadian site. They have a smaller one. They have a CTX, I think they make a 700 or something. So I was talking about speed cameras. There's one just up ahead here, but you'll see the size of the sign. See a sign on either side of the road. And then there's a sign like right where it is too, so. It's funny, you see sometimes people drive through it like 50 kilometers an hour, like they think they're banking, like they have put 20 kilometers an hour in the bank, so next time they can go through 90. I don't know what's going through their heads. It's 70, go through at 70. But I was talking to one of the cops once, and he says, people just slow down for that, and then they speed up again, so. Yes, seen some more bikes, but GTI without the performance pack. So that was the 2016. Now I think they have more power. Anyway, it was like, I don't know, 200 odd horsepower, which is pretty decent. It was fine with the dual clutch transmission. It was nice. So where are we now? I think I forget. Oh, Saint Zotique is up ahead. It is supposed to get more cloudy and rainy, so get a low ride in. So I do have some road trips planned. I'll film those. Let's see. I haven't decided yet. I do want to go. I think I want to go to the Gaspé, so Gaspé Z Peninsula. So that seems to be a really good, very scenic. So if you could get. The trick is timing the weather, because it's I mean, it's almost a day's drive. I mean, yeah, it's a good 12 hours, I think. And doing that in the pouring rain in this isn't a full dress touring bike. I mean, even with gear and stuff, it's not going to be that much fun. And of course, it's coastal, so the weather is the way it is, the weather is a bit unpredictable there. I don't know if it's the most scenic ride there. I have to plan it out on Google Maps and just see. But so I'm going to plan a few, I mean, I do day trips all the time where I go out for about 5 hours, 6 hours. But it would be nice to do some more trips. Obviously, this bike is capable of it. The only way I would trade this bike is later on when I have more time to go on longer trips. Then I might get something with a bit more wind protection. But even then, it's not all that bad. I could put saddlebag, hard luggage fits on this bike. I mean, I have all the brackets for it. I don't think I'd put BMW stuff. It's crazy expensive. It's Shad who makes the BMW stuff. You could just get Shad branded stuff, and it's quite a bit cheaper. Like 40-50% less. I mean, the bike kind of looks fugly with it, but waterproof. So put all your crap in there, 3 bags. I could fit all my gear for sure. So waterproof and everything. There's even I could be charging shit in the back while I'm riding. There's an auxiliary power outlet in the back. I could just wire it, so be pretty good. I got power to the front too, so I'm also cruise control, heated grips, so pretty much all set. And I have gear too. I mean, kind of ghetto gear. I don't have a full. This suit. This is a Rev'It Excalibur. Has a waterproof layer underneath. Of course, the water is going to soak through to that layer. I haven't actually tested it. I do have an external, like, just rain jacket and pants, and I need to get some booties. I have waterproof boots, but they're not. They're pretty warm. They have Thinsulate and stuff, so I wouldn't be wearing those in the middle of winter. Power walker. So I mean, gear-wise, I could do doable. I mean, even the boots. I mean, I'm sure they'd be okay. But I have mesh, some Rome Alpine Star Rome Air 2s or something. They're obviously a lot more comfortable. Not waterproof. They're mesh. They've got some ventilation, which is nice. Although this engine blocks most of the air to your feet. Yeah, we're in St. Zotique. So I'm certainly ready, and this bike is certainly comfortable. I mean, I wear cycling shorts, like padded cycling shorts under my my protective gear, and that keeps your butt nice and comfortable and all that. But it's more than doable, and I could do 350 kilometers if I'm just cruising on the highway. I could do 350 kilometers, so that should be fine fuel range wise. Especially, I wouldn't be driving at night. If I've gone to PEI when my children were younger, and we did that, and so we left Montreal at like 8 at night. I wouldn't do that on a bike. Just simply the bugs are just crazy, and sometimes there's not 24-hour gas stations. Mind you, that was more than 10 years ago. That was like, I don't know, 15 years ago. And there's more and more 24/7 stuff. At any rate, so that's the goal of my channel. It's not to make money, or it's basically just share my my clever wit. I say that quite sarcastically, and just to show some nice scenery. I don't think Quebec in general gets a lot of coverage, although Fort 9, which is Canada, used to be CanadasMotorcycle.com. They have a guy, Ryan, on there. Shout out to him. He does these spectacular videos, like really good editing and just beautiful videos. And he did a series on Quebec. So he went up to Saguenay. He went all these places on an adventure bike, and I think that's awesome. They do bike reviews too. They're great. And he's doing more and more, so I guess he's getting some traction. They have a lot more subscribers on YouTube and stuff. But and they organize meets here, which I'll probably film a little bit too. So that's what I'll be doing. So again, this is my first real video with voice and everything. New microphone, new camera. So I apologize if the audio levels are not perfect, wind noise and such. Although I will be editing this, or my son will be editing this, and we'll try and clean it up a little bit. I like going on these earlier morning rides. Well, it's just after 9 in the morning, not that early, but there's less traffic, and I find the big groups of bikes, I don't care about brand, but the big groups of bikes that you know I don't want to get stuck behind, they tend to come out later. Like when I go to a destination, have brunch and come back, they're usually the opposite direction, which suits my purposes fine. I don't mind riding in a group, but if I'm not in the big group, well, I find I don't like having things in front of me when I'm driving. I can't see the road ahead as well as I want. It's actually, it says 18 degrees, but it's, my God, it's humid. Very damp. So I have waterproof, well, water resistant stuff here. But I got my jacket and pants with me just in case, because the clouds are pretty high. I think it's just going to be gloomy today. The bugs aren't so bad so far. It's not the most scenic stuff. I mean, it's farms and stuff, but if you were a city person and you just wanted to leave the city and go for a drive, I guess this is a good change of pace. So if you keep going straight, like I said, you'll end up in Ontario. I'm going to turn here and go towards Rigaud. I'm actually going to stop and just check the state of my battery. I've been recording for almost an hour, so just see what percentage it's at. And I may swap the battery. We shall see. I'll just go stop at the friendly petrol can. Stop here. Nope. So this I might edit out because not the most interesting. Dude takes off helmet to check battery on GoPro. I mean, I could get 1 million views. GTI without the performance pack. So that was the 2016. Now I think they have more power. Anyway, it was like, I don't know, 200 odd horsepower, which is pretty decent. It was fine with the dual clutch transmission. It was nice. So where are we now? I think I forget. Oh, Saint Zotique is up ahead. It is supposed to get more cloudy and rain, so get a low ride in. So I do have some road trips planned. I'll film those. Let's see. I haven't decided yet. I do want to go. I think I want to go to the Gaspé, so Gaspé Z Peninsula. So that seems to be a really good, very scenic. So if you could get the trick is timing the weather, because it's I mean, it's almost a day's drive. I mean, yeah, it's a good 12 hours, I think. And doing that in the pouring rain in this isn't a full dress touring bike. I mean, even with gear and stuff, it's not going to be that much fun. And of course, it's coastal, so the weather is the way it is, the weather is a bit unpredictable there. I don't know if it's the most scenic ride there. I have to plan it out on Google Maps and just see. But so I'm going to plan a few, I mean, I do day trips all the time where I go out for about 5 hours, 6 hours. But it would be nice to do some more trips. Obviously, this bike is capable of it. The only way I would trade this bike is later on when I have more time to go on longer trips. Then I might get something with a bit more wind protection. But even then, it's not all that bad. I could put saddlebag, hard luggage fits on this bike. I mean, I have all the brackets for it. I don't know. I think I'd put BMW stuff. It's crazy expensive. It's Shad who makes the BMW stuff. You could just get Shad branded stuff, and it's quite a bit cheaper, like 40-50% less. I mean, the bike kind of looks fugly with it, but waterproof. So put all your crap in there. 3 bags. I could fit all my gear for sure. So waterproof and everything. There's even I could be charging shit in the back while I'm riding. There's an auxiliary power outlet in the back. I could just wire it. So be pretty good. I got power to the front too. So I'm also, cruise control, heated grips. So pretty much all set. And I have gear too. I mean, kind of ghetto gear. I don't have a full. This suit. This is a Rev'It Excalibur. Has a waterproof layer underneath. But of course, the water is going to soak through to that layer. I haven't actually tested it. I do have an external, like, just rain jacket and pants, and I need to get some booties. I have waterproof boots, but they're not. They're pretty warm. They have Thinsulate and stuff, so I wouldn't be wearing those in the middle of winter. Power walker. So I mean, gear-wise, I could do doable. I mean, even the boots. I mean, I'm sure they'd be okay. But I have mesh, some Rome Alpine Star Rome Air 2s or something. They're obviously a lot more comfortable. Not waterproof. They're mesh. They've got some ventilation, which is nice. Although this engine blocks most of the air to your feet. Yeah, we're in Saint Zatik. So I'm certainly ready, and this bike is certainly comfortable. I mean, I wear cycling shorts, like padded cycling shorts under my my protective gear, and that keeps your butt nice and comfortable and all that. But it's more than doable, and I could do 350 kilometers if I'm just cruising on the highway. I could do 350 kilometers, so that should be fine fuel range wise. Especially, I wouldn't be driving at night. If I've gone to PEI when my children were younger, and we did that. So we left Montreal at like 8 at night. I wouldn't do that on a bike. Just simply the bugs is just crazy, and sometimes there's not 24-hour gas stations. Mind you, that was more than 10 years ago. That was like, I don't know, 15 years ago. And there's more and more 24/7 stuff. At any rate, so that's the goal of my channel. It's not to make money, or it's basically just share my my clever wit. I say that quite sarcastically. And just to show some nice scenery. I don't think Quebec in general gets a lot of coverage, although Fort 9, which is Canada, used to be Canada's Motorcycle.com, they have a guy, Ryan, on there. Shout out to him. He does these spectacular videos, like really good editing and just beautiful videos. And he did a series on Quebec, so he went up to Saguenay, he went all these places on an adventure bike, and I think that's awesome. They do bike reviews too. They're great, and he's doing more and more. So I guess he's getting some traction. They have a lot more subscribers on YouTube and stuff. But and they organize meets here, which I'll probably film a little bit too. So that's what I'll be doing. So again, this is my first real video with voice and everything. New microphone, new camera. So I apologize if the audio levels are not perfect, wind noise and such. Although I will be editing this, or my son will be editing this, and we'll try and clean it up a little bit. I like going on these earlier morning rides. Well, it's just after 9 in the morning, not that early, but there's less traffic, and I find the big groups of bikes, I don't care about brand, but the big groups of bikes that you know I don't want to get stuck behind, they tend to come out later. Like when I go to a destination, have brunch and come back, they're usually the opposite direction, which suits my purposes fine. I don't mind riding in a group, but if I'm not in the big group, well, I find I don't like having things in front of me when I'm driving. I can't see the road ahead as well as I want. It's actually, it says 18 degrees, but it's, my God, it's humid. Very damp. So I have waterproof, well, water resistant stuff here, but I got my jacket and pants with me just in case, because the clouds are pretty high. I think it's just going to be gloomy today. The bugs aren't so bad so far. It's not the most scenic stuff. I mean, it's farms and stuff, but if you were a city person and you just wanted to leave the city and go for a drive, I guess this is a good change of pace. So if you keep going straight, like I said, you'll end up in Ontario. I'm going to turn here and go towards Rigaud. I'm actually going to stop and just check the state of my battery. I've been recording for almost an hour, so just see what percentage it's at. And I may swap the battery. We shall see. I'll just stop at the friendly petrol can. Stop here. Nope. So this I might edit out because not the most interesting. Dude takes off helmet to check battery on GoPro. I mean, I could get 1 million views. If the sun came out, it would be a beautiful day. And if the sun comes out, I'm going to be a bit warm. I've got a few layers on. The sun is out a little bit. Yay! Why the slowdown? Oh, they're smoking, see? And they just have their window open a crack, so they have to put their hand over the window to do that. It's awesome. Yeah, smokers, some of the worst drivers ever. Oh, two of them smoking. It's great. It means they're not paying attention to driving, they're paying attention on their cigarette. I had a motorcycle accident once and I got rear-ended because the person had dropped their lighter, or something to that effect, something to do with smoking. Besides the fact they all throw their freaking cigarette butts out onto the road instead of using the ashtray that's in their car. So I can smell it even here. It stinks. Yeah, it's clearing. And if you've ever gotten a cigarette butt when they throw it out the window and you happen to be following on a motorcycle, that's just a treat too. I guess their turn signal's broken too. Oh, there, you can signal after you slow down. I don't know why people still smoke. Like it's pretty, I think most people with half a brain cell can say it's pretty much been proven it's not really good for you. Hey, shorts, scooter. It stays sunny. We shall see. But yeah. So we'll see how much I edit. This is, well, you've seen this before. beginning of the video. It's really a nice place to live because you're not that far from downtown Montreal, so that's where most of the jobs are and so forth. And I mean, it's quiet, and the water's right there. Lots of trees, so it's probably nice and healthy. And apples. Got two apple orchards, right near. So besides, plain apples, you get apple pie, and they make, this place right here, make apple muffins that are just crazy good. And, well, everything they make is good. They make, the pies and the apple crisp. Making me hungry. Talking about food. I'm gonna have me a nice cup of coffee and a nice toast. I won't be grumpy man anymore. Ha ha. See, look, some clear sky. How about that? Yeah, there's still stuff. Oh, I don't have much to do outside today, I don't think. Oh, I'm sure there's something. I'm sure there's some grass to cut or something. There's Yellow. Hello, Yellow. I love that car. Not as much as I like the bike, but I do like that car. So, thank you for coming along. And I shall see you on the next video.